Let us start our discussion today. We have gone through the reservation. What is the amount of reserve capacity required, or what is the amount of required capacity supposed to keep for every power plant when it is required. The reserve factor is around 1.2 to 1.25, and so the such we have told that unit size must not exceed 20 to 25% of the total regenerating capacity of the plant. Now, in order to permit, next condition is what is the economic condition, or what is the basis of run the power plant in economic condition? What are the different factors which controls the economy of operation of a power plant itself? The various type of generating units are available. They are generally tries to connect it through a grid, means it's a stream of network which countries that connects from one side of the country to another side in terms of power itself. If there is a the grid always carries certain amount of power with itself, which can be drawn by different states at certain interval of time by uh, drawing their deficit from the grid itself. You see, there is a term national grid system is available is generally heard during the peak period. There is as if there is a shortfall in power, shortfall in capacity. We are drawing the necessary power from the grid to meet the shortfall to avoid power cut from the concerned area or vicinity or from the plant itself. Now, but there is certain way of planning the tariffs. This cannot be free of cost. Drawing the power from the grid, which is not produced by yourself, you cannot use it without paying the planning for that. So we have to that's that too. So the commercial side of the grid, side of the power absorbed from the grid cannot be avoided. So it is useful. Always our construction of load duration curves for typical days are useful, which includes the power different interval of time. Say certain typical days, maybe in good weather, maybe very rainy days, maybe extreme cold days, which are the power demands or power loads in these particular days at different interval of time is important for making our calculation for the load itself. You know that there are different residential load, which means our light, fans, air conditioners, room heaters, refrigerator, and geysers, etc., which we use, or audio, video cassette, etc., audio player, video player, etc. All these things that we are using in our to day throughout the daytime, round the clock, round the year, or round the month. Other than this domestic use or residential load, there are commercial load like say offices, shops, different shops. Lakhs of shops are available in the country. They consume considerable amount of power. The advertisement means it requires power to display the advertisement, and restaurant, etc. Now, industrial load, the power required to run different factories or mills, and municipal load, the power required for street lighting, power of street lighting, power required to supply water to different places, and different factory in some drainages itself. Irrigation loads, the power required for running the uh, submersible pump or shallow pump during the agricultural period in the long agricultural fields. And next, the traction loads. The load required for running railways, trams, trolleys, metros, etc. These are the different type of application of the power, and based on this application, we can plot different load curve, maybe in a chronological manner, or maybe in a from maybe or maybe certain order. The construction of a load queue, say load queue for one day from chronological load card to the day is illustrated. I will illustrate in the next play. Chronological means it's an order from say from 12 to 12 o'clock in the night to the next 12 o'clock in the night of next day. Throughout the day, a series of events that happens in terms of power, series of load comes down, comes up, come intermediate, and so everything. That two series is also different from domestic to industrial, industrial to traction, etc. Now, the area then you can rearrange the load from the chronological of this chronological curve in descending order of magnitude. You can rearrange the load from the topmost to the highest and to go down to the lowest. The area of such and is required to area under such area under such curve is kilo W hour 02 for 24 kWdh, where 024 means 24 hours, the kilowatt required per unit time, and per division line. And if you integrate the full kilowatt power consumption, you will get the area under the curve kilowatt hour. Now, during the load duration curve indicates how many hours of a certain load has been required in the course of day. So, from the duration curve, we got it, which we have constructed from the chronological curve, how many loads of a certain, how many hours a certain load is been required is visible. Means, say 1 megawatt power is required for the noon time, or 1.5 megawatt power is required at the summer at the evening time. That too also varies from summer time to winter time or a rainy season. So, at a certain particular period, what is the load we can get from the load distribution curve? Such load hours on various days, the load duration curve of 1 month or 1 year can be obtained. First, you make that is a day, then go for the month, then go for the year. Now, for the day, you put the load in the descending order. You put the maximum first, then put the minimum the last. And we got a curve accordingly. If you calculate the area of the curve, that is the load duration is the kilowatt or the kilowatt consumed per day. And this load duration indicates for how many hours a certain load has been required in the course of the day. Also from this load distribution, what we get? Maybe the highest load, maybe the intermediate load, maybe the lowest load. How many hours, how many minutes, or even how many seconds it does it requires. All these things will tell by this load distribution curve. From a load distribution curve of a day, we can go the load distribution for a month and for a day, for a month, for a year also. Generally, daily, monthly, and yearly load distribution curves are used or aided by better planning on economic utilization of the plant, existing on plant. So you have a certain generating capacity. Depends on the load distribution curve. You have to understand how much time the highest curve is remaining there. And otherwise, if your if your particular power plant is equal to the output is equal to the highest distribution curve, there will be a problem. He can supply the highest steel product, no problem, but when the power is required less, he can reduce his supply. That is the wastage of power. So, or he can give it to the grid. If there is a steel shortage in the grid, there will be a problem. Now, the during this daily, monthly, and yearly load distribution curves are required for better planning or economic utilization of the plant. So, how much I will run, how much I will not run, because if you run, there is some cost will be involved. If you don't run, there is no such cost except for the inventory cost itself. So you have to plan your capacity accordingly. How much you are supposed to produce per day, and what will be the amount of the highest load over this average load. In the next few pages, I'm just opening up. We shows the construction of load distribution curve representing the total energy supplied by the uh, utilities generating system during the day. It is usually divided into three parts: basic load first, intermediate loads, and peaking loads. Means basic load means what? The load below which the demand never falls, and it consumes almost 100% supplied 100% of time. So your trans capacity should not be so less so that you can't even produce the average load, average base load. You are supposed to produce the base load because there is always demand and it will be economic for you to supply it to get the required tariff from the customers. Next, let us go further. Next page. So here are the different curves. This is the chronological curve because it is started from 12 o'clock in the night and finishes again in the 12 o'clock in the morning. 12 day night, 12 noon, again night. So here the curve is varies chronologically from here it is descending from 12, it is descending and say around 4 or 5, it is at the lowest position. Then it goes for the ascending position and slowly it is increased up to almost 2.6 megawatt or 2.6 kilowatt like this. Is the one of the highest point, and then again it is coming down and up to say 5 p.m. Then p.m. here they reach at the top, and then close as well is dying down, etc. Now here, as per our basic load distribution curve, we'll put it in a descending order. So we'll put the maximum, the highest at the left end and put the lowest at the low end. So, and you have to plot them for day, night, and year, just have told you. So for the year, the maximum load is here matching with this point, and at here, the minimum load is matching with this point. And the highest, intermediate, and low. There are three different types of loading exist in this plan. We made the card for the day. Next, we made the card for the month, and next we made the card for the year itself. Just 1 second. So, based on the um, load distribution curve, we have to call the load duration curve. In order to consider the economy of the plant itself, we have to know, we have to make the load duration curve itself, which is the shown here. Time is given, load duration curve is given. This is first chronological curve. Next goes for the actual ascending descending order curve itself. Both are load distribution curve. Here, what we see, there is one base load. It is the base load below which the cart can never operate. The below which the demand cannot go down. So at least this amount of power is always required throughout the day. So we find out the basics. Without much error, we should put it in the graph only, graph itself. Now, The variation is like this: less, minimum, goes up, another next to maximum point again goes up, then go to the peak load or the maximum point, then goes down to the original position. This is the chronological fashion. Means we are maintaining a series of operations. That's all. But here we are got the load distribution curve as per the descending order of the load. Here the highest load is equal to the load here, and up to this, the person concerned should be the king of the your plant itself. Afterwards, this load distribution curve goes down and goes the intermediate load, which may be required almost most of the time in the year. The basic load curve is the below which the demand can never falls. Also, supply is 100% is required for all the time itself. The peaking load. What is the peaking load? Peaking load is the here is the peak load, and there is the peak load, which is the maximum load, and it should be stay within 25 15 minutes of time. Only for a day or for a year, for a day, say you have only 15 minutes load. 50 minutes of the total time to get the intermediate and then go back to the base load itself. This immediate load represents the remaining load region. Since peaking load plants are the peaking load planets, the base load plants, which are very loaded very heavily, operating cost of such plants very loaded very heavily, and operating costs of such plants are very important because we are supposed to produce it at any cost. So the all the operating costs of such type of plant, which is produces only up to the basic of the basic load or base load, its cost is important. The capital high capital cost is again permissible if use capacity. Cost can be minimized, and large number of and coal and member planes nuclear stations. For example, new large coal plants and nuclear power station. If the low operating cost is required, this can be applicable here. And intermediate load, then it can be determined by older time. From older units. By judicious combination of all types of generation, peak intermediate low is equal to the maximum economic time can be achieved. Next, the variable load problem, which the variable problem affects the power plant's operation as well as the cost itself. A careful study of the load duration curve helps to decide the capacity of the huge load, basic load, and the plants, and end at the variable load plan can be affects power plants and operation as well as the op duration. Now, a careful study of the load duration curve helps us to decide the capacity of the base plant and also the peak load plant. The base load plant should be run at high load factor. The peak load plant should be of smaller capacity to reduce the weight of generation. So we are having for a generation base load plant as well as intermediate plant, and uh, the base load plant should be run at high for that peak load or peak load, and should be run at what peak load plant should be of smaller capacity to reduce the weight of the generation. So there are two types. One, plants are made for the base loads. There is another plant which gives us the power intermediate stages, which can be shut down and when it's not required, and that period of time itself. Uh, this type of plant can be generated gas turbine itself, pumped by hydrocarbon compressed air complex during strange storage operation of the this variable load problem, which is what you say, inherent problem for any power plant, but it requires we have to tackle this problem if you want to produce the right power and with economic, uh, with good economic background. The the careful study of the load duration curve is careful study of the load duration curve will tell you how, how to decide the capacity of the base load plants and how to finalize the peak load period. So both are equally important. First, you have to produce the capacity as far base load. Next, you have to go, if required, you'll go for the intermediate load. And intermediate load, sometimes a turbine or something like that, a peak load plant should be installed, maybe smaller capacity to reduce the cost of generation. And this can be a gas turbine, it can be a pumped hydro system and compressed system. Our energy storage system is not a diesel engine itself. It can be a hydrocarbon pumped hydro system, compressed air stage, energy stage system, or a diesel engine. What can be the intermediate plants? First, it can be hydro gas turbine. It can be pumped from into carbureted compressed air energy system or from a diesel engine, depends on the size and scope of availability itself. If the whole of load, if the whole of load is to be supplied by the same power plant, then the prime movers generator should act fairly quickly and take up the shed load. Just 1 second. Yes. Hmm. The variable load problem affects the power plant's operation as a cost of generation. So variable load will be variable, it will be there, but it controls the entire power plant production and operation as well as its cost. So we have to make a careful study how we will meet it, how it will, how we will meet this type of problem itself. Now, depends on the it helps you to decide the capacity of the base plant and also the peak plant load plant. Why you have to decide whether you have a complete plant or you have a base plant and a peak plant, peak load plant. Both have some problems and disadvantages like this. Most important is if you install two plants, it may be in the same vicinity, it will cost you more. Peak load plants may be smaller in capacity and they are more economic than the main plant, but still it consumes a lot of money for production and construction. What can be this peak load plant is the important thing to answer. We have to find out which is the most equal for our subject point of view. It can be a gas turbine. It can be pumped and hydro system compressed air, and every stage system or a diesel engine. Every system there means hydro station compressed air. Pumped hydro system compressed air means by means of compressed air energy storage system and which can be pumped, or a diesel engine depending on the size and scope of the availability itself. That is diesel engine or diesel generator depends on the size and scope of the capacity. How much you have to produce, how much you can control its production is when not necessary, and how costly it is to keep it shut down. All three distance is important because you keep a plant shut down, you also till that moment you are not earning anything, but you are sending certain money over it in terms of overhead, in terms of maintenance, in terms of attendance of the worker or some incentive of the worker itself. Now, if the whole of the load is supplied by the power plant, the prime movers and generators should act fairly quickly and pick up the or shed load without any variation of the voltage or frequency of the system. So, for a when a same power plant used to meet the maximum or intermediate loads as well as base loads, we have to be more technical inputs is to be applied there because you have to generate this plant should start fairly quickly. When the peak is coming, it will start and starts and producing the plant itself. Uh, take up for the shed load. Hmm. Quality equivalent. Hmm. So that is the most important part. When you have to start very quickly to meet the demand, and when demand is not there, you have immediately have to shut down without any variation of the voltage of the control system. So what they are doing, you are starting and giving additional power, you are stopping and withdrawn from the system, is the grid system itself. And overall economic viability of this type of additional plant is to be studied properly when required. Uh, Now, it is again there is a governor control pump. uh, It is the function of the governor to control the supply of fuel to the prime mover. Governor always controls the supply of fuel to the prime mover itself. According to the load, the capacity of the generator should be so chosen that as to suit and fit into the parties of portion of the precluded predicted load curve. If the load conditions offer too much, differ too much from this capacity, the cost of energy will increases. So what's going on? Things are like this. First of all, the load. If load is fixed, there will be no problem. But load is never fixed. It is variable. We have considered the load as base load, intermediate load, and peak load. Mostly you have to produce the base load, which is always there throughout the day, throughout the month, throughout the year. Next, how will you make the intermediate and how will you make the peak load? We can have the power from other generating source like diesel turbine, diesel other prime movers like gas turbine, pumped hydro system, compressed air energy storage system, or diesel engine according to the capacity itself. It should be such that all this can be started fairly quickly when you understand that peak load is coming without cutting off the everything. You can just pick up the load and at once everything will clear itself. Now, there is a governor. It is control is the supply of fuel to the prime mover according to the load according to the load itself. So you have to feed the fuel through the governor and you control the flow of fuel according to the load required so that additional fuel should not go into the furnace and it should not be burnt there in order to avoid its wastage itself like this. The capacity of the plant, this load distribution pump can be as per the load distribution camp, everything can be generated by a single prime mover, but it's, it is but it should be such that it can start off very quickly and it can shut down very quickly without affecting the main grid supply itself. Now, all this capacity of the generator um, for the function of the boilers, all these capacities should be so chosen as to suit and fit in the portion of the predicted load curve. So the additional power generated should be seen as this amount they are supposed to supply at this time amount interval of time in a day. So this is called the load condition after too much from from this capacity and the cost of energy increases. If there is you are too much dependent on this additional facilities, we are not generating the even the basic load in the base system, the whole operation is much difficult to understand. Next, let us go for location of the power plant itself. Location of a hydroelectric power plant is generally determined by the availability of lower order and water and or water heads which is unutilized fully. Now, basic load thermal power plants, the following factors are to be supposed to be considered. The availability of cooling load, cooling water. You see, all the major steam power plants are situated by the side of a river or by the side of a huge lake, where the cooling water is always available. The availability of the fuel. What type of fuel you are using? For hydraulic plant, water, uh, red rail or pipe connection to the fuel, and the cost of fuel is cost of fuel to transport it. So fuel should be available in the plant always. There should not be any dearth of the fuel. Say what water cell. Hmm. The availability of the fuel, water, rail or pipe connection to the fuel source and the cost of the fuel transport. Now, first of all, water or rail or pipe connection. So how will you transport the fuel from your godown to the to your shop? That's an important thing to understand. But it should be much closer vicinities inside the factory area itself, which can easily starts at any moment you desire. The cost of the load, distance from the center of gravity of the load element, distance of center of gravity. You see, CG on the Earth is always not the same, but there are some variation because Earth is not totally round but an elliptical shape. So closer the variation system, point closer to the variation system requires less amount of gravitational force. Next, cost of the cloth, the coal with the what is the cost of the plant? This cost includes the space for extension and space for maintenance and store yard. Every factory company should have some additional plant for area to keep the required items when which purchased and used being used for after some time for the A itself. Cost of the land is thus important. The disposal of the coal ash, understanding disposal of the coal labs is understanding like this. Next, cost of the low land, mitigating gas. If the cost of the land is too high, including steps for extension, the cost of the land, including space for extension, maintenance, and storage yards, this is all required cost. These costs are used for making production of power, but giving you the supporting when stay home or stay quarter or rest place, as well as uh, coal space for accommodation and maintenance. Here you should have certain area where you'll keep the required unit and make the expression thoroughly and then accept it and make the report. Try to run it. You means it starts running. There should not be any problem. Acha. Next, with fuel fire station, what is the disposal of ash itself? Where are you stored? Where are you stored? And how will you dispose of the ash when the pit is full? That is one most important plant in power plant. Almost all plants, everybody except the hydro plant, they are also they are also usable. But in hydro plant, they generally does not drink the water which comes out from the plant. It generally gives to the storage to wash the room, wash the station as well as to your own home and all this comparatively non-healthy problem works. And nuclear plants have two additional factors. Along with these factors, the density of the population of the vicinity. Nuclear plant should have be kept in a very distance have a considerable distance away from the some is demands smelly and possibly of a earthquake. Earthquake is important for all the plants as well as fuel plants. If you have to use proper earthquake preventive measure, if your plant will be safe itself. Okay, so much for the day. Nobody's came, only one is attended, and we'll continue the class in the next day from the same thing. Okay, I'm stopping the share and goodbye.